You call me a saint, but you know I'm a stranger, all willing and able to do what you want. You think I'm a thing.
Morning, guys. Welcome, Options Trade King members. Please like and subscribe. We appreciate it. All right, let's get taking a look at the market this morning. Let's see here. Actually, I was thinking about, yeah. All right, so futures. Good news is oversold. You know, by all means, what I'm expecting to happen is to get through this and to try and start filling that gap again, right? Where's my daily breakout? Oh, shoot. Oh, I must be in my wrong. Yep. Hang on one second, guys. In my wrong setup here. Oh, maybe I can't change it. Oh, well, it doesn't really matter, I guess. Okay. So what we want to happen here is we want to see this come up. I think this is going to stall out a little bit today. We're going to struggle. I mean, so we were oversold right here. But you can see these are already coming up quick. Our momentum indicators are already coming up to... Gosh. Hang on, sorry. All right. Momentum indicators are already coming back up. Where is my... All right, I guess that's what I was on. So anyway, momentum indicators come back up. We're looking for, so I would expect stalls out right here along the trend line. And then reattempts this, stalls out again. It's going to need some energy to try and get through it. If we can't get through it, this will be a quick day. This will come up, get rejected off this 20 EMA, and then continue downward. Okay, so just be careful today. I'm not taking any positions probably. Probably shouldn't have taken the Starbucks position yesterday. It's just not, I mean, I'm not worried about it because it's so far out, but I'm not exactly excited about today. Let's go look at the SPY. I don't know what this is doing. Okay, so look at the SPY here. Same thing. I mean, the good thing is this is showing us, and it's going to be down here, right? I would expect this to immediately pull up back into this channel. It won't completely fill, I don't think. I mean, I guess it could. Yeah, I guess it could fill the gap because it could come up to right here and then continue downward. Either way, though, if this is a true breakthrough of this resistance, right, of the support, I mean, it's going to come back and test it as resistance. So I expect a quick pop this morning. And then we see, but this massive sell volume from yesterday is not exactly good. Here's pre-market data, which, like I said, I don't really tend to go by too much, but so I think you'll see a gap up to the 20 EMA at open. We see and then we see, right? So let's keep an eye on that. Some plays. Oh, some of you guys are probably watching CCIV, I'm sure, right? We talked about this last night. For those of you who weren't on the call, why is it dropping? Go take a minute to watch last night's call, please. In the first I talked about market condition, and then I talked about SPACs a little bit, but most SPACs behave this way. Now that the DA is signed, which is the definitive agreement, right? Up to now, it was all rumor. But you guys got to understand, If this deal didn't go through, this was a $10 stock. This is a SPAC. Its actual value is $10 because if they never complete or sign anything at a certain point in time, they have to give back everybody that owns the stock at least $10. So it should never really fall below 10, right? But if that didn't happen, this was pumped up to 50 some dollars before the DA, just like earnings. It was already figured into the price. Okay. The only time SPACs really jump on DA is when it's a surprise, when there's been no news about it, no rumors, and it just pops out there out of nowhere. So that's CCIV, right? And I can show you guys. I mean, if you watched videos last night, like I said, I played a lot of SPACs, everything from Helion, Nikola, DraftKings. I was in DraftKings when it was DEAC. That was the ticker before it became DraftKings. So, been in a lot of SPACs, guys. This is pretty typical. What I would expect to happen is this might even fall down to the 50 EMA. It will get some bounces. This should bounce up to like here, right? I mean, this will get some dead cat bounces along the way. But most of the time, after a DA is signed, the problem is it takes about 3 months for this deal to complete now. Morning, Craig.
Bloody Tuesday. What's up?
Right?
Oh my God. Yeah, good morning.
So guys, so the THCB, that was another one I did. This is one I called out just a little while ago because I found some interesting information online about Chinese website accidentally putting on an investor page, and then on the following Monday the DA was signed, and I caught that jump. Okay, but once again, after the DA signed, it jumped immediately. I mean, because it wasn't figured in, and now it's been decreasing. That is pretty typical. Craig, any stocks you want to look at today, buddy?
No, I don't think I'm adding anything today. It's horrible this morning, but volume is really light in pre-market. We got to take a look at everything. I think it's an overreaction to crypto overnight. But you know, anytime that Powell talks, even though he's going to go on and say that they're not raising rates for another year or two, shit can dump too. So no, I'm not really looking at anything today. I'm going to cut a lot of my stuff that's not leaps. Most likely it'll probably be a red day, but you know, it's looking to bounce a little bit, I think. So
I think it'll bounce right away. I think it's going to bounce pretty quick, guys. And I guess it just depends on what Powell says, right? But that's probably part of the reason for the pre-market gap down today. Everybody always gets scared when Powell talks.
And he hasn't even been doing anything bad. He hasn't even been raising. I mean, they're saying 2024, but it triggers algos and stuff like that, which is very frustrating.
Right. So, like I said, guys, ultimately, though, really, I mean, I know this feels massive, but it's just because of how far extended out we are this year. Like I said, if you go and look at the past, I mean, it wasn't that long ago that all these EMAs were trading closer together. These pullbacks didn't feel nearly as severe. We've just had a lot of growth and a lot of pump, and it's not natural. We talked about this last night again. Please watch the video from last night. But it is what it is. So we're waiting for these pullbacks. Like I said, even with this pullback, though, guys, we're only at the 20 EMA. It's not that far. I mean, we're only pulling back to to end of January, beginning of February. With how pumped up this is, that's not a very significant pullback, to be honest. But I was reading an article today about, and Craig left, by the way, guys, but I was reading an article today about why does, just because it's overpumped, why does that mean it's going to pull back, right? Or it's going to go into a recession. Everybody keeps talking about the bubble's going to pop. But why? You know what? And to pull all your money out into cash, I'll just forward this article to you guys. It was really interesting, but it was like to pull your money out in cash is to lose out on opportunities, especially on these pullbacks, right? Because money sitting is money that's not made, especially if the pump continues, and it looks like it's going to. I think this is going to pull back for the rest of this week until we get that stimulus plan pushed through. That 1.9 trillion will pump back into this. This has given me some time to play with some new indicators, so I am really liking a couple new indicators. I'll be doing another training session here soon, sharing another trading view setup. So look forward to that at least. Any stocks you guys want to look at, please go ahead and post them quick. We'll just do it that way because I did a bunch last night. So please, guys, ask if you want to see some stocks. We'll look at some. We can pull up like Snow real quick. You know, all these are gapping down, and they were already oversold yesterday. So I feel like these are going to have a quick snapback. Anything you guys want to see, please holler it out. Otherwise, I'm just going to start going through a few stocks. Starbucks. So we're catching support here on the 50 EMA. It did go below that, but here's one that actually gapped up in pre-market. That's good. Holding that 50 EMA. We have an oversold indicator, which I said I'll have to explain what that is based on, but I really like it right now. And then we see, right? But I think this is a good call, a good leap. Okay, here we go. Now we got some coming through. AMD. AMD has been acting like, we've been talking about this for a while, but Craig and I have. AMD's been acting like garbage. Don't know why. NVIDIA's ripping right. I don't know why AMD. AMD should be over $100. It really should. And instead, it just keeps tanking and tanking. It just keeps not behaving correctly. Craig and I are both at the point where we've decided to not play AMD right now. So just so you guys know, we haven't been playing AMD for a while. Craig, welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. AMD is like JD was 6 months ago, where it just couldn't get past 80, 85, 90, then go to 96, then back down to 88, and now it finally broke 100. But AMD should be $100, $150 stock. It just doesn't run.
It really should, especially with the surge in all the other computer chip companies. Everything else is soaring, except for this stock. Okay, let's pull up Amazon.
Horrible.
Honestly, I thought the 100-day EMA pullback here was going to have a nice bounce today. I almost thought about playing it. I didn't, just because of this market. It's down pre-market. I expect that to snap back up. But, the last few times that this has hit around the 100 EMA, it's had quick recoveries, right? So I was kind of expecting out of this, and it might still happen. It might just be, maybe it's next week or later this week. Maybe it's today. Who knows? We have to watch and see what happens here. See what happens with Powell. See what he announces. Guys, news is news in a timid market. That's not good for sure. ANVS. Pullback. Is ANVS, that's one of yours, Craig?
Yeah, pharmaceutical stock.
You still liking that? Still bullish on it?
Oh yeah, big time.
Okay, so there you go, guys. CRM. Jesus, man, everything's gapping down pre-market. CRM's on a support, guys. Like I said, we'll just have to see how this all opens. Don't panic this morning. Watch to see how it opens. And then we see, right? If you go green at all, though, I would, I'd take some profits at the very least, especially on shorter term plays. Like I said, Craig and I are kind of staying out of the short term stuff right now. Like he said, he's closing out all of his near term positions. Okay, next we have Netflix. Netflix got an oversold. Netflix looked oversold yesterday. Slow still was high. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, yeah, oversold right here. Okay, I guess it did come back up. Now it's back to here. Let's look at the hour chart on Netflix. Netflix is going to have a 100 EMA pullback, it looks like. Isn't that crazy, guys? This is just at 560, and now it's going to be at 500 here before we know it. let's just keep an eye out. Let's watch it. It's kind of depressing to look at. I mean, these big gap downs, like I said, people are scared. Volume is down. I wouldn't trust it. Okay. So there's Netflix. I mean, like I said, guys, this is at least gapping down to some support ranges. So, it is what it is at open. Don't panic and don't just trigger sell because you're scared. Okay. AIG. This is one of King's leaps, I believe. That's doing really good. Good for King. Look at this. King picked a stock that is not subject to being bullied by the rest of the market. So that's good for him. Good. This is looking great. Getting into the upper channel here, especially on the hour chart. Let's at the 15-minute. Yep. I can see this coming back down to the trend line here and then continuing. We see and then we see, but this is looking good. Okay, there's AIG. I'm getting slaughtered in crypto. Yeah, crypto. Part of that I think is Tesla, or not Tesla, but Elon announced. I didn't see this, but I just read an article this morning that I guess Elon announced over the weekend that he thought it was overpriced. Awesome, thanks Elon. After he just bought in $1.5 billion worth. Okay, so CCIV, they have a interview with Lucid today. That could be good. This could be good news. That could get some attention and get that price back up there. Like I said, ultimately I think it's gonna be dead cat bounce. It's gonna keep trying, but ultimately it's gonna struggle. It's got 3 months, guys, before anything happens. Starbucks, I already went over this one. Came back. Okay. Tesla. Yeah, we can do Tesla. Okay, mentioned yesterday. Stay out of Tesla right now. I told you I would almost buy a put, but I've never seemed to win on him. I know Craig doesn't either. He's still here, guys. He's listening. He's just not in right now. He's on mute. He's probably with his helping us get ready for school.
I'm listening. I'm helping.
Yeah, I figured. I was just letting him know. Guys, Tesla. I think it's having a 100 EMA pullback. I think this will probably have a bounce up, but ultimately I see this pulling back to 100 EMA before continuing. It is on some support right here, I guess, but I just, support here and then there's support here. We see and then we see. It was on the oversold side just yesterday, and now it's even lower. So I would expect a bounce out of this at the very least to try and fill that gap. Like I said, guys, I think you're going to get a lot of bounces this morning or maybe in this afternoon. I doubt things will just continue down with these big gaps down. I think it's a scared market. Okay, GE. Let's talk to somebody about this yesterday. He took some profits up here. I think it was showing oversold. You can see the RSI was way oversold. Okay, last few times the RSI has been oversold. It's had pullbacks. You can see it here. RSI was high, had pullbacks. Okay, now does this pullback stop here? It might continue up right here, or it might continue down the lower channel. We don't know, and we won't know until we know. So we see and then we see, but it does look like it could very possibly continue in the upper channel right now. I mean, slow stow is down, RSI is pretty neutral, and my DMI is showing it's oversold. The only thing that hasn't converged yet is the MACD. So we'll watch for that. NEO is trashing right along with Tesla. 100 EMA pullback probably. I mean, we're right there anyway. We're $1 away. I'm sure there's some support it's falling on.
NEO's got huge psychological resistance to ever getting over 70, 75. It just won't.
Yeah. This one's struggling, guys. It's got earnings coming up. But, as soon as that stimulus money comes back in, and a lot of the speculative guys keep coming. I mean, so what I was reading an article about was they're talking about a lot of the guys are taking their money out of these, speculative tech plays and moving them into safer long-term value stocks right now. Probably similar like AIG, why you see that going up, and Starbucks not dipping, right? But we're seeing these stocks all pull back hard. It's guys taking their money out of these ones that move a lot so that they have some stability. Jemiah, Craig, I think you took a Jemiah leap yesterday, didn't you? Or Lotto?
The other day, I think. I have stock in it too. I mean, I still like that stock.
Yeah, it's just having a massive pullback, guys. And look, it's sitting right on support. I imagine this comes up. What we want to see, though, is we want to see this come back up, and then we want to see it hold the 50 EMA if we want Jemiah to continue, okay? So we want that, $49 mark to come up above and hold. TLRY. Guys, this is a pump. I don't know what's going on with TLRY. I mean, it's showing it's oversold, but it keeps drifting downward. Like, this is WSB. WSB pumped this, so it's kind of screwed up. Shop. Guys, Shop is crazy pullback. I talked to Amar yesterday. He asked me what I thought I was going to do. I told him I'd get out of it. I'm so glad he did because it is down so much today. I mean, it's closed at $13.68 yesterday. It's down almost $100 in pre-market. That's crazy, And this one won't fill the gap if it comes up at all. I mean, I honestly don't see this one getting above the 13.36 if it comes back. It's going to hit that as resistance, and I could be wrong. It could make it through. I just don't see that happening, though. I see it stopping right there if it pulls back. And that's what we're looking for this morning, right? We're looking for some pullbacks, some bounces. So let's see here. You wonder about more. Yeah, you know what? And that might have been Elon's goal. I mean, he's done that to his own stock, though. It was about April or May last year when his stock got to 780 before the split, and he said, he literally said, I think my stock is valued too high. And then I bought some shares because it plummeted down to 680, I think. I mean, it dropped like $100, and I thought it was possibly a Twitter hack. So I bought some shares, but it recovered like in a day or two. But yeah, I mean, he created some opportunity, I guess. But garbage?
He does shit that. I mean, he's smarter than we are. It makes no sense when he does that stuff, especially how much Bitcoin they just bought that he says it's overpriced. But I guarantee there's a method to his madness. What it is, I don't know, but I would never bet against him.
Yeah, and maybe he's just so smart, he just doesn't give a, and so rich, he just doesn't give a fuck. I don't know.
Yeah, he could just say what he thinks because he knows it'll come back regardless. He's got more time than we do on stuff. So I don't know.
Guys, I really like Tattooed Chef. I was in this back when it was FMCI. I kind of talked about this last night, and we want to talk about CCIV, right? Like I showed you guys. So here was their DA, and it pulled way back, all the way back down to like $12 from a high of 20, and then ended up ripping up to $28-30 on merger, and then instantly dove, had some bounces, but ultimately, is where it's at. Long term, I think this is a great stock. I think this will be a $100 stock at some point. It's a great stock. They're making money. They're doing well. I really like Tattooed Chef. I actually bought some of their acai bowls just this weekend. I love their stuff. Good food. Gold. Oh, I heard somebody else talking. Craig, what are your thoughts on gold? You there real quick?
Yeah, I'm here. If the shit keeps, if it keeps this way, which I don't think it will for much longer, but if it does, people are going to start flocking to gold and silver. Futures or Barrick Gold or the ETFs, but I haven't rotated to that yet. But if the rest of this week is like this, then yeah, I definitely think that that's a play.
So The one thing about gold, guys, and I just read once again. I just read an article yesterday. I was doing a lot of reading on Alpha yesterday, but it was talking about gold might be the place where you see a lot of money flock because just like Bitcoin, everything going into Bitcoin, right? But people are just getting so insecure with the American dollar that you might see. I mean, American dollar looks weak. You're going to see, as the more you see it going to Bitcoin, you'll see it going into gold as well. So we see and we see, but ultimately, I think you might see some, especially this year, as people might start doing that almost as a hedge right in front of the market to pull back, place to put their money, right? When especially big money is uncomfortable with the market, they like gold is like a safe haven where the guys like to put stuff. So I could see that happening. SE.
And guys, I'll tell you one thing before he goes to the next ticker. If anybody believes that all of this shit didn't start with GameStop and Wall Street Bets, you need to look in the mirror, because big money's pissed off and they can create these flash dumps and things like that so they can load up behind the scenes. If you looked at CCV last Friday, there was a couple $1 million of puts bought right before they sold millions of shares. So the same concept is we want stuff to normalize and not, the cold stocks to run the market, because then that's just going to cost us all money in the long run. So the sooner they can die, the better. Trust me.
Well, and I'm convinced that big money has already figured out. So SPACs, for some reason, get held down. They're not taking off like they really should, especially compared to IPOs, right? There's this negative stigma towards them ever since Nikola. But I honestly think that some of the reasons that some of these plummet so hard is that big money knows how to manipulate them. They know it's a bunch of retail traders with weak hands. And they, like he just said, they'll buy puts, whatever, and then they'll short the stock down. Weak hands get scared and dump their money.
Get paid on
sell
their
their shares.
Shorts. Yeah.
They make money on their puts, and then they can buy the stock back as it goes close to merger, and and then same thing happens. I think then it gets pumped up again, and they do it right after merger, and it crashes again right away. So there's very few stocks, very few SPACs that take off after the merger. I mean, there was Laser, there was QS, there was Nikola. There just really haven't been a ton. And I will tell you, the more you get on Twitter and you see that, everybody's saying like to the moon, and this is going to be, we're all going to be rich. I can almost guarantee that those are the ones that get stuck with a ton of bag holders. So just be careful. Walmart. You guys got just a few more minutes here. I'm gonna get my son ready for school. Walmart's actually, it's looking oversold. Like 200 EMA is a pretty significant pullback. We haven't seen that out of Walmart for a while. Actually, I was thinking about taking a Costco leap the other day. So Walmart hasn't had 200 EMA pullback since July of 20. Okay, and now we're having it again. Yes, you can. So anyway, sorry about that. So 200 EMA is a pretty significant pullback. If you look at cost is having the same thing. Cost is down to 200 EMA, and you just haven't seen that for a while. You haven't seen that. It hasn't been at these prices since like September, and it hasn't had a 200 EMA pullback since about the same time since June of 2020. So I'm really tempted to take a leap in here. I'm just going to wait just a little bit longer, see how the market reacts. But I'm interested in taking like a Walmart leap and a Costco leap. Consensus on GE. GE looks good. Just needs to see if it pulls back or continues. Like I said, I talked to somebody yesterday. Somebody took some profits yesterday. I thought that was great, especially in this market. You don't know what's going to happen. But it doesn't. There's nothing in GE that looks worrisome to me now. Like I said, GE is one of those value stocks that you're going to see some of this money flocking towards. It's not speculative. It's been there forever. So I think that's why it's doing well. IQ's been doing okay. It's we'll have to see this how it's open pre-market. Really like to see this hold this 20 EMA line, right? Like to see this. Let's see here. It's looking. It's not really showing as oversold or overbought. It's probably going to be more oversold here. Hopefully we rock it up, get through this on open, that pullback, get a slingshot up, then pull back and hold that 20 EMA, get in this upper channel and start swinging that back up. But guys, this might just be, this is a leap play. We got some time. We just might have to sit on some of these for a little bit longer and watch them. F. Ford, another value stock, and that's why this is doing okay. It's pulling back a little bit, but not nearly as bad as the other stocks, right? It's having a pullback towards the 9 EMA. It's still in an upward trend. It was overbought here. Now I bet at open it'll look like it's more oversold and start on the recovery. So Ford still looks good. Facebook is looking just like all the other tech stocks. This has had several 200 EMA pulls back here recently. The nice thing is each time it keeps going up a little bit higher. So, I think King was actually looking at doing a Facebook leap the other day. It looks like this thing wants to make a big move, but it hasn't yet. Probably just because of the market the way it is. I think stimulus money will help this stock as well. So we haven't taken anything yet, but I know King is watching Facebook for a leap. Hey, Craig, you there for CBAT real quick?
Yeah.
Someone's asking about CBAT. What are your thoughts on that?
I haven't looked at it today. Hold on.
Oh, man. I'll pull it up quick.
Probably don't want to.
CBAT, it's down to 623 in pre-market.
Jesus. I'm not going to panic on that one yet. We have time, and I think that one gets closer to $7.50 to $8 in the next week or so. So.
Yeah, it just had earnings, guys. Plus this exaggerated sell-off. This could be exactly what it needs to continue upward. So you just got to watch and see what happens here.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that yet.
So we see and then we see, right? But okay. DAL, what's DAL? All right, this will be the last one, guys. Oh, Delta. Guys, Delta, American Airlines, doing great on the thought that the market's going to open back up. Part of that stimulus bill, there's a $600 billion part of it that's for airlines. I just pulled that up there today and showed you guys. Same reason I still like Boeing. I did take Boeing's profit yesterday for my swing, but I left my leap running because it's got more time. My swing was due in March 19th. It had a nice climb up. I was up, 30 or so percent. I took that profit just with the market. And then, BA dumped. I took it right when it hit 220 yesterday. It was struggling to get any higher. I told you guys yesterday that I thought the market was going to work up most of the day, right? Pulled back to here, and then it just fell through. So it's still holding the 9 EMA. I think this is still a great leap stock, but I took some profits. It was only a $7 drop, so it's not terrible. $8 drop. Nothing significant, but I'm still taking profits when I can. You know what? I will think about this and talk to King and Craig, and we'll try and come up with top 10 stimulus or top 10 leaps for stimulus. So I don't know if we'll have 10 or not, but I know King is looking at 4 stocks for a watch list for today. He's going to start giving out, so we'll watch that. See what he comes up with.
A good play. A good idea.
All right, guys. So recap, please stay away from short-term plays right now. Stay away from weeklies. Stay away from lottos. I'm not going to be posting any. I'm going to be just watching. I'm going to just be watching my leaps right now, waiting for some confirmation that the market's going to make a positive turn. And that's my plan. So please play smart, protect yourselves, manage your accounts. Craig, good luck to you today, buddy.
Yeah, everybody. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
All right, guys. Once again, please like and subscribe to our channel, and we will see you guys in chat.